Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. And we're now back for a brand new update video on the channel. Just a little bit of news in regards to the latest on the head coach situation at Wolves. And a little bit of team news, maybe very early team news within the international break as well. But as always, guys, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, just a little bit of an update on the head coach business for Wolves. Of course, Gary ONeil, from what, in our opinion of the fans, under some serious pressure with his job at the club currently. I personally felt like he probably would have been moved on after the defeat at Brentford. But part of me thinks fair play to the club for sticking with him, and giving him that opportunity to try and turn things around. For their sake, I really hope he can do it. And we don't get in further trouble. But Gary ONeil ultimately, in my opinion, probably going to be given between now and the next international break, which is sort of 4 games, I think. City at home, Brighton away, and the 2 home games against Southampton and Palace. However, there have been some rumours and some news on potential replacements if Gary were to be moved on in the coming weeks. Now, this week, Football Insider had reported that both Graham Potter and David Moyes have both said they would be keen on the Wolves job if it became available. At present, like I've already said, Wolves do want to give Gary ONeil time to try and solve the club's poor form himself. But 2 fairly experienced, I say fairly experienced for Graham Potter, but David Moyes is a very experienced manager at Premier League level. And probably 2 of the names that I would expect Wolves fans would have high up on their list as well. David Moyes, who, look, isn't going to be playing the most attractive football in the world, but consistently did very well with West Ham United, and even won them a European trophy with the Europa Conference League, of course, but consistently got them winning football matches and having decent results. Graham Potter, sort of different, tries to play that different style of football, did very well in Scandinavia, came across to England with Swansea, and moved on to Brighton, and ultimately his latest job was with Chelsea as well, where things didn't quite go to plan, but probably, albeit has been linked with some bigger jobs such as England and Manchester United, will probably be open to maybe lowering his expectations in terms of a job a little bit. But for me, these 2 would be probably the top of my list. There have been no rumours or concrete rumours as such, but whispers of Conceição, the former Porto manager. But for me, I think Wolves would probably side with a slightly safer bet, which would be one of these 2 guys. The other manager that has been linked today is the Aberdeen manager, Jimmy Thellin. Now, this is an interesting one, and as you would expect, because he's a manager currently managing in Scotland, this got quite a lot of negative comments towards it. Aberdeen fans certainly saying no chance. Wolves fans saying no thank you. But interestingly, Thellin has got a 100% record at Aberdeen so far. He's got 13 wins from a possible 13 matches and doing very well in Scotland right now. He moved there over the summer from Swedish club Elfsborg, which he did quite well at. Plays quite an attractive 4-4-3/4-4-2 style, and very interestingly has had praise in recent times for his ability to bring players in for low fees and nurture them as talent and end up selling them for much bigger fees, something that is probably music to Wolves' ears. For me, an appointment like this would be far too risky at this time, at this present time. If Wolves were to parted company or parted ways with Gary ONeil at the end of last season, you're starting afresh, a managerial appointment like this would be interesting and quite intriguing. But for me right now, with the position that Wolves are in, an appointment like this, a manager that doesn't have any real experience at the English level, would be far too risky. However, this story came from The Sun, so again, take it with a pinch of salt. They have broken Wolves news before at other times. Haven't got a fantastic record, to be honest. But Jimmy Thellin may be one that you could keep your eyes and ears on for the future. But as of right now, I highly doubt this will happen. And look, for me, I personally do hope that Gary ONeil can turn this around. He's got the opportunity to do so. Those games in the early part of November and throughout November and early December, really, for me, Wolves should be getting points and are capable and have the quality to get points from every single one of those games If they will is obviously a completely different story and a different question altogether. If Gary O'Neill cannot get those wins or points from the first 2 games, ultimately he has to be moved on. And I think he can't have any complaints because Wolves have been fair enough to give him this opportunity to go into November with this chance as well. But as of right now, no signs of him losing his job. But the managers that are out there are okay. I think a lot of Wolves fans would take a couple of those managers that I've just mentioned there. But ultimately, if you get into November and you still rock bottom, all of a sudden some of those managers may walk away saying, I'm better than this. I don't want to risk anything. So Wolves do have to be cautious and aware of that. But like I said, fingers crossed Gary can get that sorted out. Very quickly, some team news. Hwang Hee-chan, as of today for South Korea, has been substituted off after just 20 minutes in their World Cup qualifier against Jordan. The Korean forward had quite a nasty tackle to the ankle, and then the defender then fell onto Hwang's leg as well. So they did have the stretchers ready, but Hwang did manage to hobble off in the end. But of course, very early days on that one, but may well be out for a short term as well. And Gerson Mosquera, who has now had a successful surgery following his injury against Aston Villa. It's a recovery process. He got a medial collateral ligament, his MCL, and anterior cruciate ligament, his ACL injury. And we're hoping that we get Gerson back sooner rather than later. They're hoping he will start his early stage of rehab early next week, but may well be towards the end of the season or even next season before we see Gerson again. So fingers crossed his recovery all goes to plan. But guys, just a very quick update video for you today. As always, be sure to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Thank you very much.